All right, infinite banking concept. Today we're going to go over a question that comes up all the time. Dividends. Am I really earning 6%, right? Or am I really earning whatever the advertised dividend rate is from the insurance company? So one thing, if you've watched any of our videos, you've seen this several times. We'll hit on heavily. The four major mutual companies, to put it simply, have always paid the highest returns to policyholders. When you look at these companies compared to everyone else, actual returns, not just illustrations, not just projections, actual returns, these guys have always out-delivered everyone else. So we heavily recommend these to everyone. But for today's topic, right, if you take a company like Mass Mutual, they have a dividend rate of 6.4%. Does that mean that you're actually earning 6.4% on your money? The answer is no. Right? Whenever you take a dividend rate, you've got your gross and you've got your net returns. So a dividend, same thing with the guaranteed rate, which is a company's floor. That is a gross rate, I'm going to put this in caps, that is credited after the company's insurance expenses and mortality charges. So again, it's a gross interest rate that is credited to a policyholder after expenses. Don't you love our fancy board? Especially when it works. So how we can illustrate that, right? So if we pull up some spreadsheets, what we're going to look at here is actually a Mass Mutual policy. This thing is properly designed in the sense that it is maxed out, right? So we've got a 40-year-old male, 50K a year going in. This would be consistent if it's 5K a year, if it's 500,000 a year. How we know that it's maxed out is of the contribution, 10%, $5,000 is going towards the insurance premium, the insurance expense. Everything else, we're plowing into cash. There's a small term rider, but that thing is cheap on this account. So we've maxed out the ratios, maxed out the design. What we want to look at here is this example assumes Mass Mutual's 2019 dividend interest rate, 6.4%. Right, so we want to scroll back up here. Pen up. 6.4%, that's the gross dividend rate. We've got a couple things here. We've got a break-even point between years 4 and 5 highlighted in yellow. Two things. Overall return. This assumes the average return on the life insurance account, meaning the first 4 years we have a negative return. Why this is showing negative, or in the red, is because we paid in $200,000 over 4 years and we have less than $200,000. Yeah, we have a death benefit, right, which is great, but if we don't care about the death benefit, if we're looking at this as a pure cash account, that's important to be aware of. The banking concept of borrowing is great, but purely returns, again, we have less at the year 4 mark than what we've paid in. Now, from that point forward, you see those average returns creep up. And we can scroll down here, they continue to climb up. What's pulling them up is when we pay money into a policy, right? We know of this $50,000, the premium piece, we've got $5K going towards the insurance expense. Years 1 and 2, 0, goose egg of that shows up in cash. We can see that here on the annual return section. We could also run an illustration with all insurance expense or all premium going in. We'll see the same thing. So years 1 and 2, negative return. From that point forward, you see those returns get stronger and stronger. Why that is our premium is now coming back to cash for us. We're also earning dividends. We've got the guaranteed rate. We're picking up the pace. This is what we want. Now you're going to see it maxed out at right about 5.25%. And this is assuming that a 6.4% dividend is credited to the account forever. The dividend's going to change over time. Going back to our work of art, whatever a company's dividend rate is, right, if it's 6.4%, you can always expect the net returns is going to be consistent with the four major mutual companies to fall anywhere from 1 to 2% below that dividend rate. 1.5 is a good average, depends on our health rate, rating, the age when we start and all that good stuff. But 6.4%, we saw what? A net earning of 5.25 was the max. Good to be aware of when we're looking at what we're actually earning on a policy. Hope this helps. More to come in the near future.